converting units of speed using rates. We need to be able to convert from meters per second to kilometers per hour, and from kilometers per hour to meters per second. And the methods for each one are kind of like the opposite of each other. For both of them, we start by writing the speed that we're given as a rate. 1.6 meters in 1 second. Now, for this one, meters per second going to kilometers per hour, I'm going to work this out for 3,600 seconds. How many meters would we be doing? So we'll go times by 3,600 on both sides. And the reason it's times 3,600 is that's how many seconds there are in 1 hour. So, 1 times 3,600, well, that's just 3,600 seconds. We're cheating, we know that's an hour. 1.6 times 3,600, 5,760. That's 5,760 meters in 3,600 seconds. So we've done the change to change this into meters in lots of seconds, and now we're going to separately convert the meters into kilometers and the seconds into hours. So this isn't the same thing on each side. This is converting the meters into kilometers, and we divide by 1,000 to get 5.76 kilometers. And 3,600 seconds, we know that's 1 hour. So we can just say 1 hour. But if you want, we did just divide by 3,600 again. So that's 5.76 kilometers in 1 hour. So I can say that 1.6 meters per second equals 5.76 kilometers per hour. That's our answer. So our steps are: write the speed as a rate, multiply both sides by 3,600, and that gets meters in 3,600 seconds, which is 1 hour. And then separately convert meters to kilometers, which is divide your meters by 1,000 to get kilometers, and seconds to hours, which is divide by 3,600, although you know that's 1 hour, so you can just do that. And that will get our answer. Oh, and then we write our answer. So it needs a bit of practice, but if you've got this reminder in front of you, you should be okay. Now, converting kilometers per hour to meters per second is pretty much the opposite. We still write our speed as a rate. So I've got 110 kilometers per hour into meters per second. That is 110 kilometers in 1 hour. Sorry about my ones there. Now this time, instead of doing our multiplication and division first, we do our separate conversions first. So we'll change this into meters and this into seconds separately. 110 kilometers to get kilometers to meters is times by 1,000, so that's 110,000 meters in, and you remember 1 hour is 3,600 seconds. So I separately convert those to meters and seconds, and then I want to change the whole thing to just down to 1 second. So I'm just simplifying my rate, because it's this many meters in all these seconds, to get it down to 1 second. As you know, we divide by this number. So it's going to be divide by 3,600. That will get down to 1 second. This one we need the calculator. 110,000 divided by 3,600, 30.56 kilometers in meters, in 1 second. Sorry, of course it's not kilometers, we just changed it to meters. And then we write our answer. 110 kilometers per hour equals 30.56 meters per second. So the steps here are like the opposite of what we did. We still write our speed as a rate, but then we're going to separately convert kilometers to meters, which is times by 1,000, and hours to seconds, which was times by 3,600. So we do the separate conversions, and then we divide both sides by 3,600 to simplify our rate. And write your answer as a speed. So, we're doing the opposite thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I nearly went off the page there. Doing the opposite thing, kilometers per hour to meters per second. And if you look at what we did on the first one, we multiplied both sides by 3,600 first. This time we're dividing both sides by 3,600 second. In the first one, we did meters to kilometers, divide by 1,000. This time we're doing kilometers to meters, times by 1,000. So it's opposite order in these two steps and opposite operations. But if you keep the examples in front of you and follow the steps, write the speed, do these steps in order, and get your answer back as a speed, you should be okay.